Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmick. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so I'm feeling like an excited energy. It's almost that energy of like what it feels like is when you've been doing things a certain way for so long and it's just kind of dull and boring and mundane. And then all of a sudden something happens and it's just like it re-sparked that fire for life. Just that like, oh my gosh, life isn't dull and boring. It's actually fun and exciting. It's that type of an energy. So something could have really been making its way into your awareness that's helping to really bring back that fire for life. Um, and just like it's kind of that energy of really tapping back into how, how kind of how it felt when you're a kid or, just younger and you still feel like you've got the world at your fingertips. It's tapping back into that energy after a period of stagnancy. That's how it feels. Which is awesome. And this is really common after a spiritual awakening to kind of experience that energy again and just like, oh, yeah, man, it doesn't have to be all like lame and mundane and, boring. Yeah, so Foxfire. This is the energy of really tapping into those liminal spaces of experiencing the space in between realms. The dream space can be part of this. Okay, I'm gonna go read it. Okay. Alrighty, okay. Oh my gosh. There it is. Yeah, the places where the magical and mundane worlds touch. The liminal places. They are full of possibility. You are at one of those places now. You can proceed logically, or you can expand your consciousness for other possibilities. The first possibility may or may not be the correct one. Listen for the intuitive call to move, act, grow, and shine. So yeah, this is that like the energy's moving. Things are being stirred up. Maybe old passions are coming back up. Maybe old um dreams are coming back up to the surface. Things that you tabled, maybe those are coming back to the surface for you right now. And really, again, what it kind of said in there is you've got this option where you can really tap into this space and embrace it and really just allow it to expand your consciousness and expand yourself and open up to new possibilities, or you can just kind of like feel into it and stuff and then kind of take that more logical route. I would just recommend to follow what is bringing that excitement. Okay. Okay. What else is going on in the liminal space? We've got gingerbread house. I have not seen this card yet. And treasure. So this is one of those cards where it's saying that the treasure that you seek is closer than you may think. You just might not be looking in the right and so that's where listening to your intuition and tapping into this liminal space is going to help you to guide you to whatever this treasure is for you. It's going to be different for all of you. So whatever it is that you're really desiring to bring into your life or what you're really desiring to experience or yeah, just whatever it is that you're really wanting to experience, whatever you view right now is treasures. Some of you that could be financial security, some of you that could be romantic love, some of you that could be platonic love, like friendships, really good solid friendships, supportive communities. Um It could be, a new location, something like that. So whatever it is that you are really viewing as this treasure, it's going to really make itself the path to get there and to bring this in is going to make itself known. The more you embrace and tap into this liminal space, this magical space, and embody it and embrace it. And then gingerbread house. The card is number 11. So that could be a synchronicity for you. Um, Okay, so this is saying to be slightly cautious. Don't rush into anything. Make a plan to deal with possible obstacles. This is a time for an assessment, not uninformed optimism. It's not that things are going to go bad for certain, but it's wise to think twice before proceeding. So this is temptations, illusion of comfort, potentially harmful habits, and it could be troublesome diversions. So I feel like what this is saying is now's not the time to really make big life-changing decisions. It's really more recommended to spend some more time in this liminal space and embrace it and to kind of hold the line for right now. Um Yeah, so that's interesting because that kind of feels contradictory to the energy that I was feeling. Um, hmm, that's really interesting. 'Cause yeah, that totally feels contradictory. Follow the excitement, but don't act too quickly. Okay, okay. So what I feel like the message here is to allow yourself to follow the excitement and also don't make any super rash decisions from that place. Let it yeah, just really tap into your intuition. Um yeah, dude, spirit, that's really contradictory. What the hell is the advice? What? Hmm. Okay. So with the Dragon's Nest card coming out, that's kind of an energy of really kind of like protecting yourself, protecting your home, being cautious really of potential threats in some form. Um, yeah, it's talking about guarding what is most precious to you with extra vigilance. Um, It's also talking about getting your house in order and potential hoarding tendencies. So that might be a little random side note for somebody. Um, yeah, it's kind of almost this energy of like things aren't fully what they appear, but you're in the liminal space and treasure's close at hand. So, oh, okay, we'll get there. Hold on. Okay, so, oh, hmm. Okay, so what this card is talking about is being mindful of the amplification of words and how things echo in the grotto. So this card is the froggy grotto. So it's being mindful of how um uh of what you are consuming right now. And it's also it's really talking about like social media, things like that. Kind of that bombardment of energy coming towards you. So this is the energy of like looking at social media, then listening to music, then talking to a bunch of people, and then, maybe playing video games or something where you're not really giving yourself the time to actually be and process some of what is coming towards you. So, okay, okay, this is starting to make sense now. All right. I was like, we got contradictory energy. I don't know what the hell. Okay. If you find yourself losing your temper more than usual, you may have reached the boundaries of your tolerance for so-called civilization. Been there. Don't be afraid to express your individuality, even if it makes other people a bit uncomfortable. Being unashamedly yourself encourages other people to be themselves, and this is a very good thing. This is talking about independence, eccentricity, nonconformity, impatience with rules, rebellion, and authenticity. Okay, okay, because we've got it kind of in pairs. All right. So, what I feel like is happening is you are in the midst of pulling yourself out of this energy of being highly distracted with the external world. And then what you're being called to do is to get into this liminal space, which is it's an introspective space, and it's also a space where it's kind of like a divine cocoon where not a lot of stuff on the outside is going to really start to change yet, because you are clearing and making the space internally so that your external world can reflect that. And then what you're being kind of cautioned against is when you are exiting out of this energy of all of this external approval and you're going more within to find your own internal approval, your own authenticity. That's not the time until that's really anchored in. It's not the time to make huge life-changing decisions. It's not the time to impulsively do something. Just quit your job with no backup plan at all. I mean, and again, this is going to vary. So listen to your intuition above all else. This is just an example. So it's one of those when we really kind of start to reject that external validation, go within and start to find that internal validation. Sometimes you'll start to get these impulsive desires to make huge changes because you're like, I'm just done with this and I just want to do this, so I'm going to quit my job and sell everything and buy a plot of land and be a homesteader. Well, that's all dandy, and also there might be a different way to go about it that's not so ungrounded, that's not so drastic. And that's where it's really important to really get into this liminal space and tap into your intuition, actually build that bond with your intuition, because for some of us, like, that is how that works, where all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm getting the intuitive hit to fully surrender and to follow this dream and to do this thing and put my faith in the divine, and I'm going to do it. And so there is that energy, but it needs to be from a more grounded place. And I'm speaking from a lot of experience with this because I was the one that did that in this energy and was like completely ungrounded and made life-changing decisions that I don't regret them. It's just it would have been a lot less challenging in some areas of life if I would have actually sat in this space, grounded the energy in, and followed the intuitive guidance from that point. Um, I blissed out, was completely ungrounded, and then made decisions from that energy, and in the external world kind of did a thing for a while. And it was a really rough freaking path. So from my experience, I would highly recommend to sit in this liminal space, go within, do the internal work you're being asked to do, and don't make any major life changing moves quite yet until you really build that relationship with your intuition. You're grounded and you can really anchor that energy down and then act from that place. Because when you really tap into that spiritual energy and stuff like that, it's really fun, it's really exciting, and it can be really tempting to just make these massive life-changing decisions, but if it's ungrounded, it might not go the way that you idealize it to go. So, it's one of those, like, there's nothing wrong with rejecting, that external approval. A matter of fact, that's what we're guided to do on this journey. It's one of those, maybe pull off of, um social media for a while. Maybe pull off of like binge watching shows or, listening to certain stuff. It's not saying that you have to sit in pure silence 24/7. It's just giving yourself that time to really allow yourself to go within and to be in this, because that is where you're going to get the intuitive hits of where this treasure is for you. And so you're being guided to allow yourself to really just enjoy this space and really get used to it and then anchor it in. And then once that's really anchored in, then you're going to be guided in a grounded way on how to change certain things in life. Wow, that was a pretty powerful message, really. This is big energy. So I'm sending you lots of love on this journey. Um, I definitely resonate with this energy a lot, a lot. Um, and just make sure you're doing different practices to protect your energy and clear your energy, protect your space. Um, not from a place of fear, but just from a place of understanding and knowing, um, and just like, energetic boundaries and all of that. So, yeah, okay. Well, if this resonates, definitely let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. You can also hit that like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, feel free to hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.